Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. I was gonna say Wednesday. It's Thursday. Happy Thursday. So it is day 2 of the quarterly goal setting roadmap challenge. How did it feel to create that vision? What were you doing in that vision? How were you feeling? What were you wearing? Who were you hanging with? What was your business or your career? What did it look like? Let us know. I love hearing people's visions, and I'm so funny because I hear somebody's vision and I'm like, yes, you can do it. And then I get frustrated when they're like, but I can't. I'm like, no, you can. I am going to be your cheerleader because I know you can. I love hearing people's visions. It's amazing how we talk ourselves out of being able to do these big things. And honestly, we all can do big things. And I saw this really interesting post. I think it was like a conversation or something, and the lady was talking to her daughter about I guess the girl said she wanted to be an astronaut, and the mom's like, well, if you want to be an astronaut, you have to work hard, and you have to, she listed 4 things, and the little girl goes, that's only 4 things. I can do that. Like, yes, perspective. She only had to do 4 things. She had to learn science. She had to work hard. She had to do whatever. And the little girl just saw it as, oh, that's just 4 things. I can do that. So I just think there's 4 things broken down into tiny littler things equal this big vision. As an event planner, you think of this big event, like I was in charge of a big walk that raised $1 million. Like I would have been paralyzed to just think of this massive walk and all the tents and all the little itty bitty details, right? But it was just broken down each month, each week, each day. There were specific things that had to get done, and when they were done, then more things were done, were added to the list, and then those were done, and then those, and it all equaled this big event. And that's just with life. I remember people saying, oh my gosh, you're moving across country. That's so, I could never do that. And I remember thinking, why? I just packed my stuff in a box, called the moving company, found myself an apartment, and I went. We make it so hard, where are you going to find friends? I don't know. I'm going to work at a job. Maybe I'll find friends there. There's people all over the place. I can find friends, right? It's just your perspective is so key. And so this quarterly planner is about shifting your perspective to this big daunting vision down to, oh, all I have to do today is post on Instagram and do this, this, and this, and oh, I got so much closer. Look what that yielded. And so today, it's taking that big, monstrous 5-10 year vision and starting by going, but a year from now, where do I need to be? So for me, I do have a dream of writing multiple books. I have them all up here. And I know that in the next year, I want to start writing. And I don't know how formal that'll be. That's more like maybe get everything in my head down on Post-it notes on a wall somewhere. And then taking one piece and writing, and then taking another piece and writing. But it's less daunting for me to be like, it used to be like, oh my God, write a book. I can never do that. And now I'm like, I can do it in this many words this day, and this many words this day, and this many words this day, and in a year I can have the first draft complete, and be ready to send it off somewhere. I don't know where. I'm not there yet, but in the year I want that book. So in my goal for 2000 for the next year, like from now until next October, is to have completed that manuscript, have it as complete as I can get from my head down, before it goes to the next stage. And so that's what you need to do. Like in the next year, like that's not me saying I'm going to write 7 books in a year. It means I'm going to start with 1 book, and in that book, to write that book, I need to break it down this many, this way this year. And that's where it gets broken down into the quarters, right? I need to complete this by this end of this quarter, this by the end of this quarter, this many pages by the end of this quarter. And then by the last quarter, be in the process of like researching, where do I send this? What do I do? How do I create the proposal part? And in there, okay, how many pages or words do I need to write the first month of the quarter and the second month of the quarter and the third month of the quarter to equal a number. And so that's how this whole process is. And I'll be honest, like this is today's. I haven't finished, as you can see. I haven't finished these 2 quarters either. Because it's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of thinking is if I want this to help this many women this year, how do I get to do that? What do I have to launch? What do I have to do? What resources do I have to create? How do I help these people? What am I hearing that they need that I need to then break down into creating resources for them over the next few months? And so it takes time up front, but when you do this at the end of the day, after you, even the first one, like after you said, this is what I want my first, the next year to look like, this is what I want to accomplish. I might have added 3 more, 9 instead of 6. I forgot my health goals and my financial goals. So I put those on there. And then you take those goals and you say, if I want to hit these 6 goals, which you should have 6, what do I have to do in quarter 1, right? What milestone do I have to hit, right? The big goals down to milestones. If I hit this is like a, yay, I'm on track. What are those numbers? And you want to make it, you all heard of SMART goals, right? It's, they're goals that are attainable. They're quantitative. They're not just, I want to feel amazing, right? I want to be healthy. No, I want to work out daily for 30 minutes. I want to drink, 64 ounces of water a day. I want to save $10,000 in my retirement fund. Those are like, I want to move to this city by this date, right? Those are measurable, right? And then you can break them down into what do I have to do to hit that, right? Daily, I have to drink 4 of these in order to hit my 64-ounce goal. In order to move, I need to find an apartment or a house, and I need to find a job. And that's what I need to do to get to, by December 31st, I'm living in China. So I'm not moving to China though. And so that's how it is. Like, these are the milestones. This is like, okay, I have these big yearly goals. Okay, what do I need to do in quarter 1? For the next 90 days, I didn't say 30 days, 90 days, what do I need to accomplish that will then bring me to what I need to do in the next 90 days? And it'll take time for you to really think about it. Like, okay, say you want, I don't know, to sell 100 products in the next 90 days, right? Or I guess maybe your year goal is to sell 1,000 products, right? So break that down into how many do you need to sell in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter. And then when you flip it over and we work on the first quarter, in that first quarter, and that first block, by the way, up here, it's just to rewrite what your quarter milestones were here, up there, so that you just have it in one place and not have to flip back and forth. But what do you have to do for month 1? If you need 300 sales in this quarter, right? What do you need to do? Do you need to market more? Do you need to be on Instagram more? Do you need to make sure your payment systems are set up? Do you need to start going to markets or fairs or stuff and having booths to talk about your products? Whatever it is, what do you need to do this month? And then what do you need to do next month? And then what do you need to do the following month, the third month, in order to hit that 300, that milestone of 300 sales? And so that's how you break it down. And again, I know this takes a lot of thinking. I'm not here to say this is going to be easy. No, but the idea is, and somebody's asked me a few minutes before the call, like, I downloaded it, but it doesn't let me type into it. No, and I'm going to tell you why. It's old school pen and paper. And we talk about this with journaling, right? When you write things out, you're just more committed to it. You get to really, like, typing's so easy, right? I remember I did an experiment. I was filling out something not like this, like it was a business plan, and I did it online. I don't remember anything I wrote online, but when I wrote it out in pen, it just felt like, this is what I really want. I'm working this out. I'm going to take this seriously. And then when it's printed, you can carry it with you everywhere. Put it in your journal if you do have a journal or a planner or something. Put it on your desk, put it somewhere where you can be like, what were my goals again? What was I supposed to hit this quarter? And so that's why it's writing and not typing, y'all. I know some of you like digital, but I'm old school. I think the power of writing is still very important. And so, yeah, so then you're only right now going to focus on this quarter. And I'm going to tell you why we only plan out this quarter. You still have the milestones for the next 3 quarters, but things are going to change in the next 3 months, right? You might change. You might have this huge hiccup. Like I had a plan for September that messed up September and October. I haven't launched season 3 of the podcast. I was supposed to, do this quarterly planning a little earlier. I was supposed to promote it more, but I had emergency surgery, and that for a week I was like, out. And then I came back to having to reschedule all those clients into the next 3 weeks. And that just was like chaos. So I didn't. So I had to change all my plans for, the next month. So that's why we don't go and plan on paper all the little details for the next 3 months, because you don't know. Now I have to redo the next 2 months on what I'm going to do for the business and for my life and my debt now because of the hospital bills. How am I going to pay that down quickly? So that's why. So that is the homework for today, though, is to just really think in this year, a year from now, when, you're sitting there with your pumpkin spice, whatever, your chai latte, your sweater and your scarves, your boots, your apple pie that you made from apple picking. What do you want to be doing? Do you want to say, oh my God, I wrote a book? Oh my gosh, I actually started a business. I finally quit the job that was soul sucking and went out and did what I want. I lost the 12 pounds that I've been sitting on for like 3 years. I finally, sold my house. I finally, whatever. Like, where do you want to be and what do you want to be doing? That is so important. A year from now, where do you want to be? Then breaking it down, being like, what are the big goals? What does that picture include? It includes, I was able to buy a new car. I was able to quit my job. I was able to start my business. I was able to become a yoga instructor and go back to school for that. I became, whatever it is. Break those down and think about, like, don't just think career-wise in your goals. Think your life, your vision, your health, your wealth, all of that, all of where you want to be, and then break it down into milestones. Like, what do you need to hit each of those 4 quarters in order to get to that where you want to be a year from now, and then just focus on quarter 1. Again, rewrite it out on the next page, and then what do you need to do each of the 3 months? And again, you're going to have to change month 2, month 3 if things didn't work out, in month 1, but it will, because y'all are awesome. And that's the work for today. And again, I know it's a lot. I still haven't finished. As I said, I sat down like for an hour and I was like, I don't know. This is what we don't think about, because we're just so busy in our to-do list, and we think, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, but we don't step back to see where is it getting us in the grand scheme of things. Is it actually, and this is why so many people feel like they're so far from their dreams, because they don't sit down and go, is what I'm doing actually moving me closer, moving the mark closer, or am I just getting caught in the weeds? That's really huge, y'all, because we all feel like I have to post every day on Instagram, and I have to be on Pinterest, and I have to be this, or I have to, in order to, I hear a lot of this when people want to start businesses on how, like, they get stuck in, like, and I had a conversation today about this, I need a website. I need to have this program and this program. And it's like, all of us entrepreneurs think these things. We're all the same. I need to do all the things. I need to be everywhere. And that's actually not true, because then you're doing nothing and not moving the mark anywhere. So you really need to be very specific on, okay, in 3 months, if I want to be here, what are the things that are going to actually matter, versus just stuff you think might be important, but isn't going to actually get you to your goal anytime soon. No point in doing it. And the more focused you are, just keep this in mind, the more focused you are on one or two goals. That's why I only put 6. And that was meant to be like a health goal, a financial goal, a relationship goal, your career goal, like mindset goal, like those kind of things, not I want to help the world. So once you're really, really focused, my business has changed as soon as I went, instead of being like, I need to be everywhere at all times and be on all videos and do everything. You can't, and you're not going to be successful at hitting any goal if you're all over the place. So just choose a few that are really, really important. And as they keep going, then you could be like, oh, now I have more time and bandwidth to add another goal. So I jabbered on enough. But let me know. I am here for you all. So I hope you all are watching. I'm here for you I'm here to answer your questions. I want you to be successful. So I'm in this group to help you. So the more, I know it's intimidating to write things on social media and share, but I am telling you, you move the mark more when you're in a group and you share and you ask questions and you don't just assume, or you don't just wonder and sit there and, feel stuck. Ask questions and get help. That's what this group is for. So tomorrow, we break it down. We break it down into months and days and weeks. Where's my week? By the way, so week priorities. I told the printer not to print it back and forth, but it's technology. But yeah, so you would print out the weekly one, like 4 for the month, and the dailies you would do like 31 for October. But we're gonna break it down into month 1 goals and what you need to do each week and each day of the month. And then all of a sudden you can, whatever technology you use, you might use a phone, you might use actually a planner, you could take your daily tasks and put them in your planner. So you're like done, like you planned your whole month. Yes. Every day you know how you need to squeeze in time to go after your dream. So if you're working on a craft project or an art project and you want to sell it by the 3rd week, the first week you need to be hustling and working on your art projects in order to sell them the 3rd week. So all that information. Anyway, that is it for today. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.